I knew something was wrong the moment his laughter reached me. Sharp, deliberate, the kind meant to slice skin, not air. I stood at the edge of the hotel lobby, unseen but close enough to catch every word. My ex-wife's new husband, Daniel, leaned back in his chair, drink in hand, surrounded by his friends. Men who wore suits like armor. Men who thought their titles made them gods. He smirked. "Guy still can't hold a job," he said. "Pathetic, right? Imagine being that useless." Their laughter rose, loud and confident, a choir of arrogance. For a second, I forgot how to breathe. My name didn't come up, but it didn't need to. I recognized the shape of cruelty even without hearing the target. His eyes flicked toward the entrance, then back to his circle. Like he wanted me to hear, like humiliation was a sport he played for fun. I didn't step forward, didn't defend myself, didn't even flinch, just watched. Quiet, still, cold. Inside, something shifted. Not pain, not anger, something quieter, heavier. A slow, precise tightening, like a string pulled through a needle. He kept talking, richer words, louder insults. His friends nodding, unaware of the simple, devastating truth. I owned the bank they all worked for. Every salary, every promotion, every dream they'd built was written under a roof that belonged to me. But I didn't say a word, not yet. I simply turned, walked back out into the night, and let the slow current of calculation pull me forward. The betrayal wasn't new, only the angle of it changed. My ex-wife once told me I wasn't ambitious enough. She said it softly, with that half-smile she used when she wanted to hurt me without appearing cruel. I didn't argue then, and I didn't argue when she left. Daniel came after, loud, polished, and proud. A bank manager with a hunger for approval, obsessed with image, desperate to be admired by men who barely cared about him. She liked that kind of shine, the shallow kind, the kind that blinds instead of warms. When I stepped out of the lobby that night, the old memories brushed against me like cold fingers. Not painful, just reminders of a past I had learned to move around like broken furniture. But hearing my name twisted into a joke, that didn't cut. It clarified. It told me something I had ignored. He didn't just marry her, he inherited her arrogance. And now he was spending it freely, mocking me, exposing the rot she hid behind her smile, repeating the same script she once used on me, except louder, because he needed an audience. I walked to my car slowly, letting the questions settle. Why now? Why tonight? Why did his laughter feel rehearsed, intentional? Then I understood. It wasn't about me. It was about what she needed him to believe. That I was small, that I had failed, that leaving me had been a step up, not a step sideways. A comforting lie for her, a borrowed confidence for him. I sat in the driver's seat, hands still, breath steady, mind opening like a blade folding into place. They wanted a story where I was the punchline. They forgot I wrote the ending. I didn't react that night. Instead, I watched quietly. Daniel posted photos of his nights out, always with the same friends, always in the same tone. Pride swelling in every caption. A man who needed validation like oxygen. I started checking the bank logs, his department, his performance, his complaints, his disciplinary file. Not as an act of revenge, as observation. Truth, unlike vengeance, required patience. The deeper I looked, the more the threads loosened. Unauthorized approvals, missed audits, a loan pushed through for one of the men at that hotel table. He wasn't corrupt, just sloppy. And sloppy men always assume the world is too busy to notice. I noticed. Every night I combed through the data in silence. Every morning I walked past people who bowed their heads, unaware I owned the chair they sat in. I didn't tell anyone, didn't ask anyone for advice. Silence was my shield. Calm was my weapon. And Daniel? He kept laughing. The final report arrived on a Wednesday morning. A thick file. Clean, precise, undeniable. It listed every misstep he thought he'd hidden, every careless decision, every rule he believed didn't apply to him. I didn't call him, didn't warn him. I simply walked into the bank, my bank, and asked for him. He came in smiling, unaware of the ground shifting beneath him. "Hey," he said, "didn't expect to see you here." I placed the file on the table between us. No words. His smile fell, slow, uneven, like a structure losing support. He flipped through the pages. His breath shortened. His hands trembled. I can explain." "You already did," I said. My voice was calm, colder than I intended, but honest. He collapsed inward, a proud man realizing pride couldn't save him. I didn't yell, didn't insult, didn't mirror what he did to me. I simply signed the termination order. He stared at it like it was a death sentence. Maybe for his ego, it was. "You're firing me?" His voice cracked. "No," I said softly. "I'm removing you from something you never deserved." He blinked, tears forming but refusing to fall. "And my job?" he whispered. I leaned closer. "It was mine long before it was yours." He broke. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a quiet collapse of a man finally seeing himself clearly. I walked out of the bank without looking back. No satisfaction, no triumph, just clarity. Some truths don't roar, they whisper. They tell you who you were and who you refuse to be again. When I stepped into the sunlight, the air felt cleaner, lighter. His laughter no longer echoed in my mind. It belonged to a man who never understood the difference between power and noise. I didn't need his apology. Silence was enough. And as the doors closed behind me, one final thought surfaced. Quiet, brutal, absolute. He mocked the man he thought I was. He never saw the man I became. And now he never will.